Hi, and welcome to Live with Vogel Focus for Coaching. Hi, thanks for joining me. So today I'm going to be talking about, but why is your employee annoying? And give you two very quick, simple steps to use to identify why and take action. First, I just want to ask, why is it important? If you're a leader, I'm sure that there are times when your team is kind of driving you nuts, and there are almost always one or two or maybe three or more, hopefully not more, employees who really do get on your nerves. And as a leader, it's really important to identify why so you can create the step to address it. And here's why. Why? I just want to say too that you're not alone if you do kind of avoid addressing the employees who are frustrating you. I run across it far too often, actually. But so let me tell you about one specific example. I once had a client share. I've actually heard this more than once, but that she was doing all she could to avoid an employee because she just couldn't stand her. So I had to stop and ask her, why is she annoying her? By the way, if you're watching, say hi. If you have questions, let me know and I can answer them. But so why? Why is she annoying you? Well, I learned that this specific employee was a whiner. So constant complaining. So what the leader was doing was avoiding her at all cost. Well, problem with that. And there are five I'm going to identify real quick. So the first, she was probably annoying the rest of the team too. And they have less power to do anything for her or about her. So you're kind of throwing the rest of the team to the wolves. Go deal with it while you hide as a leader. And she is likely wreaking havoc. So, and frustrating the team. And also think about the negative energy that person's bringing to the rest of the team. Not good. The next is think of all the wasted time. So that employee is complaining, not engaging in problem solving, whining, complaining. She's whining and complaining to other people. And then they're likely behind her back talking about her and complaining about her. And so all of that is non-productive time. That brings me to the third reason that it's so important to address, determine why someone's annoying and address it. Think of all the wasted money. So if you start to do the math, and this one is a huge motivator, very often we don't really think of it, how quickly the dollars can add up. So again, you have a person who's engaging in complaining versus problem solving. So that's you're spending money on those minutes, those hours on that complaining. And again, they're complaining to someone else, they're listening. You're paying for their time too. Now you're also paying for the people who are complaining about her behind her back. So those 5, 10, 15 minutes at a time add up quickly and it becomes astronomical. So think of all the money you're wasting when you're not addressing that annoying employee. In this instance too, for the complainer, what if there are some nuggets of wisdom or good value that she had to bring, and because she was constantly complaining, no one listened? You might be missing the opportunity to gain value from what she has to say. And I shared this with that leader at the time. So, it's the boy who cried wolf syndrome. Um, if she's really complaining, everyone just dismisses, kind of turns off their hearing. And so you're missing the opportunity to gain that value. They become a silent yet very loud force, powerful force often in the organization. Number five is she might not realize it. As a leader, when you're just trying to avoid the situation versus address it, in this circumstance, that employee didn't know. And what you're doing is robbing them of the opportunity to do better. And the other thing is, a lot of times I've seen this many times that actually a loud employee, a lot of times that comes from a place of I don't feel heard. Comes a self-fulfilling prophecy because they aren't. from what I just said. People tend to turn off their ears when the person is talking again, and they just assume that there's just going to be complaining. And what if there is some value? But they haven't been given the opportunity, better choices by helping them gain self-awareness of what their actions are doing. They cannot be as successful as they otherwise would be if you gave them the feedback and then they then chose to make better choices in the future. So I must say, please, leaders, address your people problems. If there's an employee who is frustrating you, figure out why. And your annoying employee or employees may not be complainers. Maybe they're lacking the right skills to do the job. Maybe they're snapping their gum. They're bringing negative energy for other reasons. They have too much going on in the outside world and bringing that drama into the workplace and talking about it, or asking for a comment in terms of coming in late or leaving early, or making personal phone calls throughout the day because of all this drama that they have going on in their life. There's a million different reasons that an employee can be frustrated. And so that's why I'm saying figure it out. So here is the tip. So there's hopefully the motivation. And again, I want you to think in terms of the rest of the team. What's it doing to them? They have less power to address the issue with the employee, or help the employee if there's some kind of assistance that they need. You're wasting the time. Think about the time of that person plus the time that they're pulling others away from productivity, or the loss of productivity as people their frustrations with one another in a back office. Think of the money that you're spending on that time that's not productive, as all of that happens, the complaining about each other, etc. And plus the fighting drama and bringing down the energy of the organization altogether. What if there are some nuggets of value from this person who's just annoying, who you're just trying to avoid? And what if they could do better given the feedback? So again, here are the two quick suggestions or strategies to use to very quickly identify. So again, a lot of times what I find in my clients is that it's just this generic frustration. And so we have to dig into what is it. So figure out what I boil it down to. Is it an attitude thing or an aptitude thing? I love that they both start with A. So attitude or aptitude. If you have any questions, by the way, post your comment there so I can see it. All right. So attitude or aptitude. And then now that you've identified it, you can create the plan for how to address it. So the conversation that you're going to have. So if it's an attitude thing, that's not really a process. That's just a sharing and helping them understand the consequences or what that's doing to the organization as a whole for their attitude. And really just need it to change. So again, sometimes attitude is coming from bringing outside drama into the workplace. That's a matter of them practicing the art of leaving things externally. So then if it's an aptitude thing, can they get there? And specifically, are they missing? What are the skills that they're missing? And then from you get specific, you can now create a plan. Do they need to go to a conference, take a class, attend a webinar, review your protocols, job shadow someone else who is a great performer? What are the steps that you need to do to invest in this employee and their success? So I recommend, if you haven't done this, go ahead and you can create just a very simple Word document, put everyone's name on your team on the list. How about, and just do a quick evaluation. Are there any attitude issues? Are there any aptitude issues? And then what are some strategies that you can use to address them? It's a great time right now to get this in process and then implement during the rest of the year. This can even go for your rock stars. So maybe it's to help someone further their career and get ready for next steps in that career process. So it doesn't have to be, out of being a difficult or annoying employee. But so if you do your whole team, yeah, you're preparing for your next performance management conversation that you have with them, making the plan. Again, if you have any comments, uh, post them, any questions. Um, I'm looking through right now, and all right, I'm looking to see if I have questions from anyone. What if someone gets really defensive? Yep. Okay. Okay. I see this one a lot. You as the leader, just remember that you have the power in the conversation. And so when you are trying to address an attitude or an aptitude issue with an employee, remember that if they're using defensiveness, getting loud, using harsh language, whatever strategies they're using, well, that's already communicating to you that they don't want to hear and they're not ready for change. That's unfortunate. Hopefully, when you share opportunities for improvement, someone's appreciative and wants to embrace it and take those next steps. But if they're utilizing any of the 5 key stay stuck strategies that people use, that is communicating to you that they're not really ready for change. So you have an extra hurdle that you have to overcome for them to make the changes that you're requesting. So for defensiveness, when someone's using that particular stay stuck strategy, it's really important to maintain control of that meeting. So begin to make requests. I've had to deal with this for sure in my over 30 years of working with teams and leaders. And one, just remain calm. Two, don't get in a competition with them. If they get louder, you can't try to overpower them by being even louder. Actually, want to go in the opposite direction and speak quieter and slower. And you can make requests. I need you to watch your tone. I need you to watch volume. Please bring it down. I need you to watch your language. I'm going to request that you keep it professional. And so if they're not willing to do that or able to, I suggest pressing pause on the meeting. It feels like you're not able to engage well in this meeting right now. Do you need a few minutes? Would that help? Maybe go get a drink of water and come back. How about if we meet again in 10 minutes? Would that be helpful? So, you are not required, you should never be in a situation where you're required to put up with abuse or aggressive behavior towards you. Do maintain that control. And again, use some strategies to try to bring the tone down. I also suggest using terms like, encouraging them that I want you to be a part of this team. I want you to be successful, but it's really important that you hear the information that I need to share. We really need to get through this conversation. And I hope that you can hear me because I really want you to be a member of the team. So those kinds of things really just emphasizing the fact that you want them as part of the team. You're not being punitive, but that they need to hear the information so that you can move forward and give them the opportunity to be successful. So, those are the 2 simple steps. So, stop and think. Now, whenever I present this in person, there's always kind of uncomfortable giggles when I ask leaders to think about their team, especially ask, um, think, visualize your worst performer. Now think about what it would be like in your department or in your organization if everyone performed at that same level. And I always get the very uncomfortable. So almost every leader has at least one employee that is frustrating, isn't performing or behaving the way that you would like them to. So I hope that this gives you the motivation and a few strategies for how to address those issues. So again, get clear so that you can um, create the prescription for how they should modify their work performance or their behavior, and then communicate that and enact that strategy. And the goal is that you've already made an investment in hiring someone, so hopefully they have free will. So the choice will be theirs, but hopefully they will begin to make better choice in the future. Well, I appreciate you watching. Please comment below if you've gotten any value. I love hearing ahas. I'm always here if you'd like to reach out. And I also want to throw out there that I have lots of content available 24/7 in the Impact Academy. If you go to myimpactacademy.com/join, you can find all kinds of video, audio, PDF download information with strategy you to be your best, to lead well, to address team issues, to rock out your communication and build healthy relationships in both work and in life. So if you want to check that out, again, you can go to myimpactacademy.com/join and gain immediate access. And you get to try it out for free for 2 weeks. So thanks again for watching, and shoot me again email or throw comments below any additional questions that you have or topics that you'd like to see in the future. Thanks again, and make it a great day.